When tutoring math online, the biggest challenge is student engagement because you are not physically present with the student. One solution to this is that you use some technology and some tools which provide you this engagement. GeoGebra is one of those tools which has a lot of visualization capabilities, and this tool is amazingly free and you should take advantage of this. In this video, I am going to show you how you can use GeoGebra in online math tutoring to improve the contents of your lectures and to get high student engagement and better learning outcomes. GeoGebra is very rich in features. It has more than one applications. Some applications are focused on geometry, some are on calculations. I will show you which version you should install. I will also show you some of the powerful features to make geometry and algebra concepts clear to your students when teaching online. I will also show you how to make animations. I will give you few examples, but as a math teacher, you should be able to explore this tool further. There are many resources available, created and made public by other math teachers, and I will show you how you can get those resources. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. So after a short break, I will jump on my computer and I will show you GeoGebra, the visualization tool for geometry and algebra. But before that, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon and then hit all notifications so that you don't miss any video. So let's get started. GeoGebra is a fantastic tool which you can use to demonstrate math concepts during online math tutoring. This provides you great features for visualization of geometry and algebra concepts which your students will love. So first of all, in order to download this tool, in your browser you type geogebra.org/download and you press enter. Now there are many applications available here, as you can see: graphing calculator, 3D calculator, geometry, GeoGebra Classic 6 and GeoGebra Classic 5. So I would recommend downloading and installing GeoGebra Classic 5, which I have done already. And I would encourage you to create an account, sign up with geogebra.org, as I have already signed up. And then you should be able to get access to all these resources which are available in this resources tab. If I click on these resources, there are a large number of resources which have been developed and made public by other math teachers, and we should give them the credit while using their resources. There are resources available for all type of students. For example, as you can see, 500 resources for middle school math. Then there are 1700 plus resources for high school students. So these resources will give you the opportunity to see what are other creative ways you can demonstrate mathematical concepts to your students, and they will enjoy it and they will learn from your demonstrations. You can make animations, you can plot graphs, you can plot algebraic functions, geometrical shapes, and a lot of other things. And now I'm going to show you some of the features of GeoGebra Classic 5, and I'm hoping that you should be able to explore this tool further by looking into various resources or based on your own experience. So what you are currently looking at, there are few windows here. On the left hand side we have algebra view, where we will be seeing our algebraic expressions which we type in the input bar, which is at the bottom. And on the right hand side we have this graphics window where we will be plotting various shapes and lines and points, these kind of things. So in order to move these graphics window, we use this move tool, move graphics window tool, because sometimes we draw some shape which is going outside of our visible area, so we can move this window. We can move individual objects by clicking on this arrow. So first let us start drawing with a point. So on the second icon we have a point, and there are some other functions as well. For example, points on object and intersect, these kind of things. So I click on point and then I click on the graphics window. A point will be drawn, a name will be assigned, and this is the coordinates of this point. On the x-axis it is 1.78, on the y-axis this point is at a location of 6.96. Now there is this little arrow here, set label style. If I click on this triangle, I have few options. Currently name and value is selected. So name of the point is A and value is these coordinates. I can select only the name if I don't want to show the coordinates. But For now, I would like to show the name and value. And now the next one is the line. Currently segment is selected, but first I would like to draw a line. Line is an infinite thing and segment is a finite thing. So let's draw a line and I select one point, and now as you can see that I am free to select any other point. So if I select this point, a line will be drawn. In the input bar, if I write the equation of a line, for example y is equal to 5x plus 2 and press enter, a line will be drawn here. It has an intercept of 2, as you can see that this 2 is a y-intercept and it has a slope of 5. So this line is drawn in this way as well. So you can write the expression here. And now let us draw a graph of x square. So in the input bar, I type x hat, hat is for raised to the power, and then 2. And now I get a graph of x square. Similarly, if I want the graph of x cube, I can do that as well. So this red color is the graph of x cube. You can change the color from here if you want. You can change the color. Now let us draw a circle first and then I will show you how to draw tangents. So this is a circle. Click on circle, click on the center, and then you start moving your mouse outward and it will draw the circle. And now if I click on this tangents icon, I can draw tangents on this circle. So I select the circle first and then I select a point from where I want to draw the tangent. So let me select this point. So as you can see that this is one tangent and this is the second tangent. Now you can move the window by using this move icon. You can move here and there wherever you want. Now to delete all this, I would click on edit, select all and press delete on my keyboard. Let me draw a polygon now, and I click for first point, then I click for second point, then I click for the third point, and I want to draw a triangle, so I close this here. And now there is an angle icon here. If I click here, there are various features available. I can find the area, I can find the slope of any line, I can put the angle measurement. So in this case I want to put the angle measurement, so I click on angle and then I click inside this triangle, so it will show me all these angles. And because this angle is not clear, so what I can do is click on arrow and then I can move this to a very good location where I can see this, in particular this gamma value. So in this way you can draw very clear images and you can demonstrate to your students by using this tool. And there are more features to come. Let's have a look at slider. This is a fantastic feature. So let me erase this polygon first, select all and delete. Now this slider is a very powerful feature. You click on slider and then you click inside this window. So you will get this slider dialog box. In order to demonstrate slider, I have to make a slider. So bear with me, you will understand in a minute. So there is a variable a which is taking the values from -5 to 5. This is the minimum value and this is the maximum. You can change these values. So let me change this minimum to 0 and maximum to 5. So I click OK. So now this a is having values 0 to 5. You can do many things with this slider. So for example, I want to have another variable which is dependent on a, and as a math teacher you know that if you want to draw a point you need two coordinates. So let us say that P is a point and you should take capital P, and this P is equal to, there are two coordinates x and y. Assume that the x coordinate of P is 4, but the y coordinate of P is a, which is changing. And now if I press enter, this P will be drawn here based on the current value of this a, 2.5. So as you can see that the y value of this P is, the y coordinate of this P is 2.5, 2.5. Now the x coordinate of this P is 4. Now if I change the value of this a, as you can see that this point is moving, because it is taking the y coordinate from the value of a, and you can read this in the algebra window. The y coordinate of P is 4.7, which is equal to the value of a at this point. So this is very good to demonstrate few concepts, and you can also animate this whole process. So if I right click on this slider, I can click on animation on, and as you can see that it will move and it will demonstrate how the value of P is changing based on the value of a. And in order to stop this, you either click on this pause, or you can also click on this animation on the second time and it will stop. Now let me give you very quickly another example, although it is not required, but for example, you want to demonstrate to your students the changes in the value of sine of x when x is changing. So you can create an angle slider. So click on the slider and then click inside, and instead of the number, now I am going to select the angle, and it has assigned the value alpha here, and the angle is changing from 0 to 360 degree. So I click OK, and I have this angle slider. Now the value is changing from 0 to 360, and I want to show to my students that when the angle is changing from 0 to 360, how the value of sine of this angle will change. So this is the concept I want to demonstrate. So what I will do, in the input bar, I will take another variable, let us say y equals sine of alpha. So when I type sine, it shows me the way I should type sine of x. So it should be in the brackets, and then I click on this alpha here, and I can select any Greek letter, but I am interested in alpha, so I select alpha here. So sine of alpha, and now I have this y, and when I hover over this y, it shows me y is sine of alpha, which is sine of 356 degree at the moment, because alpha is 356. So you can demonstrate to your student that when alpha is 0, sine alpha is 0. When alpha is 360 degree, sine alpha is again 0. When alpha is 90 degree, sine alpha is 1. When alpha is 180 degree, sine alpha is 0, and when alpha is 270 degree, sine alpha is minus 1. So this is another demonstration of the concept. Now let me delete all this again, and now one last example I would like to give you with the geometric shapes. So let me draw a circle first. So I click on the center and then I move my mouse outward. A circle is drawn, and now inside this point area, there is this point on the object. So I draw one point here on the circle, and now I have these 3 points, and I want to draw a triangle. So I click here and I click on the first point, then the center of the circle, and then the second point on the circle, and finally I close this. Now I have a triangle which has 2 sides equal, and now I can demonstrate to my students that this is a triangle on which 2 sides are equal. Side AB is the radius of the circle, and side AC is also the radius of the circle, and radius is same, so AB equals AC. So I want to demonstrate that if 2 sides of a triangle are equal, their opposite angles are also equal. So first I draw angle. So I click on angle, I click inside this, and now angle values are shown here. Then I move this to a clear position here, so that my students can see that angle alpha and gamma have same values, because alpha is opposite to AB and gamma is opposite to AC, and because these 2 sides are equal, so their opposite angles are equal. And not just this, what I can do now here is I can move this point. So I see that this move is selected. I click on this point and I move this point, and as I move, the angles are changing, but they are still the same because the sides are still same and points are on the circle. So even if I move on the other side of the circle, and even if I am changing the size of the circle, and now I can demonstrate that even if the length of the sides is changing, because the radius of the circle is changing, but because both sides are same, their opposite angles stay the same. So in this way, you can clear the concept of your students in a very elegant and professional manner. So this was the last example I wanted to show you, and now I hope that you can explore this tool further. And I wanted to show another very good tool for math tutors, but this video will become very long, so therefore I have decided to make a separate video for that tool. So stay connected, and I will bring another very important tool for tutoring math online. I hope you like this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up and help me grow my channel by subscribing, because in that case my resources and my contents will reach to a larger audience. Thanks for watching and see you next time.